Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Goosebumps HorrorTown, playthrough, Part 1, to Ghost Beach, Part 1. I know, very confusing name, but it's because this is a two-parter, and again, this was something we were supposed to get back in July. It's September now. It's what it is, and Part 2 is going to come in November, because next month is Halloween. I doubt it's going to be a Halloween thing. Besides the point, I lied for long enough. We're finally here. We're going to do some stuff. But before I do, I might as well share some things that my co-host did that I thought would be interesting. It's not really in particular for this update, but I figured show it regardless. One of them is basically these chibi versions that they draw of some of our favorite characters. For example, here's one of Susie, one of our dear Brat, trying to curl a crystal, and of course we got Thalia, our cute sad girl. And then we have our magical assistant with Mazo. We have Mary Ellen, his version Mary Ellen. We got Aaron, and of course we got Yvonne, which is so good. I love the fact that he kind of has these chibi versions of these characters. It's kind of cute. But yeah, I figured to show them because I don't know where else I'm going to show these, so might as well share them here. And while I'm sharing, let's go ahead and show you this. This is one of those things I wanted to share you, and this is the app icon for this game. And yeah, they basically took the background of the image, but they made Slappy wear some cool shades. Yeah, this is the shades that he wore before, but I think they're a lot darker now, like you can't hardly see his eyes. But again, it seems like I like the idea that Slappy's kind of like in the character and they're kind of changing it slightly to make it fit with the theming, but yeah, anyways. But I won't dive in long enough. This video is going to be long-ish. You'll see why, as you can tell, because this is going to take place on March 29th, 2024, right after the end of our last event. Yes, it's going to be that long, but don't worry, I haven't recorded everything. But you get to see the method of my madness till we finally get to gameplay, so bear with me.
Hi, welcome to part 1 to event 31. Assuming that I am correct that this is happening, that we should know what it is on April 17th. I'm certainly celebrating Good Friday right now. You know, the long Easter weekend. It'd be funny if it actually turns out to be an Easter update, but I don't know. Something tells me it's going to be a Ghost Spring, or, you know what, it could be anything, really. I mean, it couldn't even be based off an event. It could just be like, yeah, you know what, good book. But I wanted to make something up or talk about something because I've noticed something that's pretty well, upsetting to me, but do you remember the last update when I said something along the lines of, man, I haven't heard back from the creative director for a while, and I was kind of getting peeved because it's like he's not talking to me and all. Well, I suggested that perhaps maybe it was because he's on vacation. Well, you could say that. Because I ended up looking at his LinkedIn page and discovered that he no longer works with Pixowl. Yep, that means the game has no content director as of right now. Great! Perfect. Great. This is exactly what this game needs. So, currently right now, that would explain why we got contact with one of the other guys in there's another person who's on there, the group, but, I'm not sure what their role is in per se. And the game, Nacho, ended up making an announcement talking about, oh, we fixed something. And remember when I told you he made a message? Well, now it explains why. Because Nacho, because he's the lead developer, or lead director, that means now he's in charge of this game until they can find someone to take the content director's place for this game. No idea who that will be. Hopefully I can get in contact with them whenever they do get announced and reveal themselves. But I don't know how long that will take. It took them a little while for this one, so I mean, I'm hoping that they get something good, but I don't know, man. It just seems weird that they end up just kind of coming and going. It's annoying, if anything. But yeah, I guess the guy's reign of terror is gone. I say it like a bad thing, but it wasn't. It's interesting how everybody who takes a hold of this game does things a bit differently and with their ideas and directions. So I'm curious with what they end up doing now and who's going to be in charge of this. So yeah, that means that this update coming up most likely is going to be something that Nacho did. Unless, of course, I don't know, because apparently he left in February, which would explain why no one was there. So my guess is this next update is going to be Nacho, perhaps. But I'm not sure exactly what it is exactly. And we'll see what ends up happening, but I'm kind of bummed but curious at the same time. Because I'm curious to see how this next person's going to adapt the game as far as what they're adding to it and whatnot goes. But yeah. But originally my guess of what I thought was going to be the case was I was going to think that there was no way that they were going to do an Easter update. Because, again, we're celebrating it right now and it's going to be like a few months late. So my guess is it's going to be probably Earth Day related, like spring update, which is crappy, I know. But the only thing I can think of is maybe they'll adapt your plant fruit. I don't know, maybe we get Evil Creeper, but I doubt it. Or if they are going to do a belated Easter, because that didn't stop them before, they could do. My friends call me Monster because that has a picture of an egg on it. Just because that's what they do, right? Look at the cover and go, perfect. But I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening, what they choose and what they do. I'm hopeful that this turns out well, but at the same time, I'm just kind of bummed about this. So I don't think a special book is coming. I think this is just going to be a few weeks until the next update hits. So, again, my guess is going to be the 17th. So, I'm going to wait until the 17th. If nothing happens after that week ends, then that's something to be worried about. But as I've seen from last time, it seems like it hits even at the very latest of the day. So, we're going to just take a look into that. So, that's my guess. Anyways, yeah, that seems to be it. So, here's hoping the next update is actually good. And here's hoping the future for Goosebumps is well. Because, they say one thing, but I don't know. Not to say the game's not doing well. It's just, I don't think it's their big priority right now. And it's obvious with the updates that they've done. Like, they're kind of keeping it, but they're trying to revive it. But I don't know. I just want them to kind of, here's the problem. If this game was updating like their other two games, then it would be fine. There would be like no problem. We'd be like, whatever. But that's not what's happening. So I'm curious to see what happens. Now, I'm sure Nacho probably does it. It's possible that Nacho's probably doing this next update, or he could probably be taking one of the other two CDs and having them kind of help as well, because that has happened in the past. So, we'll see what ends up happening. Hopefully we do get to see something pop in, but I'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, that seems to be what's going on right now, so, sucks, but 'tis life, things happen. So I didn't come back for April Fools as if I wanted to, as a joke. I go, April Fool, but there's no real jokes per se to kind of go about with this. But one thing I am going to state is I saw the Addams as well as Snoopy is doing Easter related things. The Addams is doing this Jurassic Park style, and Snoopy is doing what Addams used to have done back in 2022, which was the Alice in Wonderland thing. So, with that context in mind, chances are, despite the fact that Easter is past, they probably are going to do some sort of Easter update. That is, if they still are going to do, still run this game, despite not having a proper content manager. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what ends up happening, but Yeah, it kind of sucks that we're in this predicament right now. I'll come back if there's any news. Okay, so looking at the updates that we had with the other games, like I mentioned before, I'm going to assume that the update they're going to be doing is actually going to be that of sorry, I'm blanking out here because I had the name. My friends call me Monster, and the reason why I say that is because the main character, the kid there, would be an interesting fit. He is technically a monster because the main bad guy turned him into a monster. So it's an ironic name now. And, the scene can be that of the stuff. And, of course, it deals with eggs. And as we all know, it's like, well, Easter's eggs equals, therefore, I mean, look at what they're doing with Adams. They're doing Jurassic Park. Like, that has nothing to do with Easter, but they're making it into an Easter update. So, this is just the same thing here. All right? So, that's my bet. That's what they're probably going to be doing is the monster. My friends call me Monster. We'll see what ends up happening. Now, I'm saying that as if they're still going to do the updates as they are. As of right now, all I know is that the person who was the content director is not at the company anymore. I'm not sure why. They're not going to tell me anything because, legally I think they can't. But I'm hoping they're still doing updates for this game. It's kind of sucky that the money it makes isn't a lot compared to the other game, which is unfortunate. But this is partially why the updates are as sparse and far between as it is because of, payments and all that stuff. So they're trying to justify doing as much of the content as possible with minimum changes, right? So it is unfortunate. I mean, it is nice that we're still getting some updates. Would have been nice to have some stuff personalized and all that, of course. But at the end of the day, the company has to make money. I mean, they could have just not bothered with this game and let it die. That was also a case. But no, they're still continuing it. So they should at least hopefully get an update by the 17th. Or at least by the latest Friday. But I'm thinking the 17th at least we should know what the update is going to be themed by. So we'll just wait and see what ends up happening. And we'll go from there. But that's my bet is what's happening. Unless, of course, they're doing a thing again where it's going to take months until they get a new person in there to do content stuff. And they're currently just doing like, all right, let's just add a new feature in there. Like they did a while back. No idea. I guess we'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, this game needs to make some sort of money. And part of the thing is they have to entice people that they have to kind of buy stuff. But unfortunately, it seems like right now, for some reason, a lot of downloads for Android, for some reason, I don't know why. It just still keeps on getting downloaded every month. It's so odd. And the only money that goes higher than 5K is an Apple. So, it's kind of hard to see. And the thing is, too, a game like this doesn't really get popular until like October, so that's the moneymaker, of course, as we saw. But, the other months are kind of like low periods, so they're trying to make it work, assuming that they're saying, all right, at least we're going to get 10,000 from this, so we have to make sure we make it so that it's less than that. But that's just my theory here. But, yeah, we'll see what ends up happening again. I'll come back if there's any new updates, and, yeah, it's still funny how he's just walking about, not in his costume. Looks cool, by the way. Maybe that's something they'll add as skins so that monsters can just walk in their monster form. That would be fun. Mind you, no news as of yet because of things. But, yeah, I'm just having characters do this just to get money. Because they're not really dropping any items. But something I realized as soon as I was doing the thing for for Noah over here. Yeah, something I've noticed is the upset monster. It's supposed to be customer and monster at the same time. But when I was doing it, I had no idea what the hell that was supposed to be. But it was only until after I was editing it, I was like, ah, that's what it is. A monster. God, I hate that so much. Ah, anyways, what a tiny little building next to this thing. Like, let's work somewhere good. Yeah, this tiny dinky building. Yep. And he's like a giant, by the way. If you think of the proportions, like, look at this. All right, whatever. They do what they want to do. Anyways, I will. I guess I'll come back when I actually have some information. But yeah, I just figured I'd throw this in here because of some interesting facts. But yeah, hopefully sooner than later. Hey, do you remember when Lucy had this animation where she would throw snowballs at the gremlin? Yeah, apparently now that's Dustin throwing the snowballs. I'm gonna have to see exactly if Dustin does the throwing, if there's two Dustins, or if he has Lucy's now. Because I'm gonna have to test that out when I get a chance. Okay, so I did the thing with Dustin, and yeah. What the hell? Oh my god, one glitch to another. Oh god, fine. Leave these alone then. I can't be bothered right now. Oh, God. Lucy, why do you be broken? I'm hoping that they also fix the snow. Like, I hope it goes away because it is April and, no more snow. In February, I understand February. I can understand that, but not here. Now, the other reason I'm making this video out of the blue was something I've noticed is past games I used to play, like Simpsons Tapped Out, I still do, but it's not as it used to be. Another game is Family Guy: The Quest for Stuff. And I want to bring the Family Guy for Quest for Stuff for a reason, and that's because that game and this game shares something similar, and that is their little event area. Now, in the past, back in like 2018 to 2020 in this game, the event always seemed to change the area, right? To make it look cool and the promenade and everything like that. And Family Guy: The Quest for Stuff did that as well. And the reason I was thinking about this was because I actually looked at ArtStation. I came across an artist who used to work for TinyCo as an artist, and his job was to design the promenade. So it's interesting when you kind of look at that and kind of could say, cool, there's a little event area. But then eventually around, I'm going to say maybe near 2019, 2020 for the game, they started to stop producing a whole lot of like stuff. They basically just kind of said, here's the new items, but they didn't do anything else. It's just big blank of land, right? And I think that started as soon as they did the Quahog 5000 because that was the gimmick of like, oh, making a little racetrack, right? And I think they kind of kept that whole thing. But anyways, the reason I brought them up is because like that game, this game also suffers something similar. Where it seems like they're using the one plate land. And ever since this game came back in 2021, the promenade has always suffered at some point. It's not cool decorated. It's not like uniquely extravagant or anything wicked. The only time that ever happened was back when the game came back, when the egg monsters were Mars. But they basically did that in a weird masking sort of way where the one building basically is covering 1/3 of it. So it kind of made the prominent. So they had a weird way of going about that. But anyways, with that being said, I get it. It's trying to save on money for some useless stuff. Like, you don't really need to decorate certain things, but you do have other assets for the promenade you could switch over. Not just the same thing here, but I don't know. As you know, content director guy is not here anymore. So either we have the project manager who has been talking within this game. We have Nacho, who is the lead director. It was more likely possible. Or we have the other two content directors jumping in. But I don't know, because the situation with this game, I'm not sure the whole context. They're still doing stuff for this. I'm still predicting they're going to do something for the 17th. So my guess is still going to be My Friends Call Me Monster, just because of the whole egg thing, and they're like Easter obsessed at the moment. So I'm hoping that that is the case. So in that case, we're looking at almost one more week left, and we should hopefully see it. It seems like they're kind of not doing books or like what they used to back then. I think the reason why is because it takes a lot of work, despite you might not thinking it is. So, and I think that's why what happened with the event. Yeah, what happened to the event previously. So I think they're just focusing on events, which I guess makes sense. And I guess if this game ever does go into hiatus mode again, they might do the books because it's easier money and, don't have to do a whole lot. Kind of like what happened with the Tapped Out Now, where, yeah, the game is not dead. They're still doing updates, but they're old updates, so you might as well make the game dead. Anyways, regardless of that, yeah, I'm interested to see what comes up out of this. But, yeah, hopefully I'm not wrong. Hopefully this turns out well. And it's just my rambling. It is sucky that this game is at the point where it is, but at the same time, it came back from the dead, so you rarely get to see something like this happen. But anyways, that's it for now. I'll come back if anything else happens.
Yes, Dr. Gray. I know, I'm doing stupid voices again. The reason I'm focusing on Dr. Grave, though, and the reason I'm making this video is because something I was thinking about. It'd be interesting if we're doing the alien thing. Like, it seems like R.L. Stine has this thing where it's like, aliens equal, like, making eggs. Right? To tell? It's like, whatever you call it. I find it interesting because we had this guy from Egg Monsters from Mars, that maybe he's just the Easter guy. Like, his whole spiel is that, he's he goes and investigates when it comes to aliens, right? And life forms. It would be interesting if he just kind of does this thing where it's like, well, maybe now I might, maybe I'll try other aliens, something along those lines. And then he's just like, it worked for me the last time. I know. I'll just mask it as an Easter egg hunt. And then kind of does that type of stuff. I know they won't, because they're not creative and fun like that. Like, bringing other characters into this. I'm just saying. I mean, he's part of the town, right? You get him for basically for free, so might as well use him for stuff, right? It would have been fun. And I'd always see this guy as somewhat of a loser, like he's just trying to get all the eggs, and he can't get aliens per se, so he's like, if I get the baby aliens, maybe I can, command them, and then everyone will stop making fun of me, kind of thing. And something of a stupid headcanon, like, I know that technically Dana died, like, he no live no more, right? We all know that from the spit, the bit that I did, and apparently put fact over to be like, yep, this is true. According to the devs, this is it. So, too bad. I mean, if you really want to, you can just look at the new kid we got, Noah, or Bean, as our kid, because technically he's also a fat kid with glasses, so, why not? But, when you think about it, how did he turn into a skeleton in the freezer, right? You really don't. You would just be a frozen body in there, right? Like an icicle or something. So, my headcanon, if you really want to make him look even stupider, is that that's not really a kid. That's a prop skeleton he bought at Spirit Halloween. He put glasses on there, throw it in his freezer, and he's like, "Ooh, you better do what I say, or else I'll throw you in the freezer like I did to that guy, and he died." Probably not the case, but it's so funny that they decided to add this little Easter egg in there, just kind of make it more of a darker time. But hey, whatever. Anyways, yeah, just rambling on. Hopefully something does come up next week. because it's Wednesday now, so that means April 10th. So 7 more days. I'm hoping, because that's that's my prediction. So let's see if I'm right. Hopefully I'm right. You know, despite the fact that the other guy's gone now, that hopefully this continue regardless. But I don't know, man. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Wow. Ignore this garbage that happened here. I hate when that happens, but I'm back at the game because I'm wondering if you noticed something, because I do. Look, the snow is gone. We're finally into spring, which tells me that they updated it in the back burner, which is quite interesting. And this is going to, I think his name is Mathimus. Like he quoted, he basically sent a message recently, and he basically was just saying, "Oh, by the way, this thing is updated." And I looked, and there it is. It's updated. So yeah, I think my theory might be correct. I think they're getting set up and ready to do an update next week. So let's hope that that's true. Hopefully everything's still good and golden, despite the fact there's no content director. But let's hope, and let's see if my guess is correct with the my friends call me monster. But hey, if it's not that, any update I'm glad for. Hopefully, as long as it's not like another Christmas thing again. But hopefully it's not. Anyways, be back soon.
Well, the buildings might not have snow anymore, but the trees still do. Oh boy. Maybe they'll get rid of it in coming update. Probably Theo didn't get theirs changed because, you know, Theo just lives in the ice and snow. Like, it's cold heart. Who knows? Actually, it looks like some trees got updated and others got forgotten. I don't know if it's because some sort of update. Oh, great. It just... I hate when it glitches. Like, why is it glitching like this? It's so stupid. But it's like certain trees are like still snowed and others are not. It's odd. But one thing I want to make a comment. Do you remember back in 2019 when we used to have green trees? Yeah, now it's just forever fall colors because, you know, we live in Spooky Town and Spooky Town is always fall. Doesn't matter. Fall and snow. That's it. That's all you get. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, we got this weird colored tree here. Weird. Anyways, I guess I have to figure that stuff out. Anywho, that's it.
Well, today's the 17th update day, or as I assumed it was going to be. Has not done it yet. It's still the beginning of the morning, so it's possible it could be real late, like what happened last time. It's possible. I'll see what happens by Friday, but you might have noticed that it's very quiet, besides my talking. Well, you may have heard in the background, I might have mentioned either the Goosebumps or Adams, but my brother brought his dog to the crypt. And, well, earlier this year he wasn't doing so hot, and we tried what we can, but, well, it gotten worse, so they had to put him down. Only in April, man. Everything bad happens in April. I hate it. I kind of hope an update doesn't hit tonight, because I don't think I'm in the mood to, out of respects, to do happy-go-lucky update, if you know what I mean. If you've lost a pet, you know how it feels, but it's never good. It sucks, man.
So today is the 20th, and unfortunately I was wrong. Nothing has happened thus far. I tried to see if I can get some information or someone to say something, but yet nothing. The only closest I got to was actually talking to support, and because I was like, "Oh well, this thing is still not here," and they were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, it's just the lowest on the priority list and all that stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I understand, small team and all that stuff, and hopefully, do you know when the next update goes on?" And unfortunately, they didn't say anything about next update, but they did mention that they will be passing this information to the devs, like the the directors and the developers. So directors, plural. That tells me that not only is Nacho working on this, but I believe the project manager is too, which we've seen before. So so yeah, I'm thinking there must be some sort of small delay going on. I don't know if it's going to actually be holiday related. It might just be an interesting book that you might think would be an interesting idea to put into perspective, because this is basically going to be Nacho's idea putting into the game. So I'm curious on how he's going to adapt to this. So that might be why the delay is happening. But hopefully we do get an update sooner than later. But I don't know. They're not saying anything, so I'm kind of like, whatever. But yeah, anyways, we got this here, which for me, nothing, because I already did buy that spooky carousel from last year. But I just wanted to show this off because this was a thing. So if I do come across that big pack and the monster pack thing, I will click on it just so I can see the Karen car that I mentioned before. So hopefully I do get to see it properly, but I don't know. It just seems like they're going to be cycling this stuff over and over. It'd be interesting if we actually get, like, the only two scenes I'm missing is the barn from Chicken Chicken and the Valentine bride thing. If you did the altar. That's the only two things I'm missing. Everything else I've been caught up, so I don't know. I don't think they're going to be doing special books as of right now, because it seems like they can't do both. It seems like they want to, but it seems like it's not possible because of the small team and size and all that stuff. And I get it, because they're making under 10,000. That's not a lot to play around with, especially when you look at Atoms and whatnot. They're making a little bit more. So I don't know, man. I really just want this game to be updated and all that stuff. The other thing too is that they mentioned that they're updating content there, so they might be adding features like the UI change, or maybe the special boxes or costumes. I don't think there'd be costumes, but I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening. I'll update you when I know whatever's happening. But as of right now, yeah, this is the life we live now. So, I mean, I guess I have to be busy with Atoms for now. Sucks, but that's life. Okay, you guys probably already seen this because of the fact that, you're watching the event right now, but I am now recording this because this has just gone live. A few minutes ago, on the 23rd of April, we finally, after me asking nicely, got a message from Nacho, and he actually gave us some information on what's going on. And yeah, I figured it was going to be a small team. And they said, just give us a little bit of a while, because, it's because we're a small team, it's taking a little longer. But you know what? That's fine. Take as much time as you want. I just want to know there's something coming. That's all I'm looking for. That's all I wanted. I'm happy. So, but, yeah. So he basically said that there are updates coming as far as, like, probably features are going. But he said that there's going to be an event coming in. And the event is in 2 parts, with both of them being complete. So this is a double event, lengthwise. That's like a double feature. But they both... It seems like they're continuing a story, but there's 2 different events. I'm actually curious on the wording of that. I'm wondering what he means by that. And what's to follow after the fact. Like, is this going to be them taking time so that way they have a bunch of events in the backlog? So that way when it comes to updates that it's constant, which I think that's not really what they want to do. but I'm not 100% sure because this is going to be Nacho's domain at the moment until they actually get a new person to replace it. So I'm curious to see exactly what this whole thing is entail. Now, like I said, you're watching part 1, so you already know what's going on. But again, I'd like to pinpoint certain elements and certain times so you see where my thought process is. So at the moment, I have no idea what this is going to be. I'm excited but worried at the same time. So it seems like we're not going to get one in April, as I figured. But hey, the good news is, from the sounds of it, we're getting something special. So here's hoping that something good comes out of this.
Oh, I got Professor Shock right now. Right, so apparently, the next update should be in around May, late May probably, I'm looking at, so yeah, I guess we'll see what goes on from there. I'm making this video though because someone in the forum actually, community I should say, made an interesting mention of actually something to help. This doesn't happen all the time, but you've seen it happen to me a bunch, but sometimes you would know when lands and roads disappear and they get corrupt. Well, that's apparently because of a cache issue. So if this ever happens to you, where for some reason the roads and stuff got glitch, go to your settings, to the Goosebumps one, and clear the cache. Not the data, the cache. Once you clear the cache, come back in, it should reload it properly. The reason it does that is because for some reason it got corrupt and thus kind of caused a glitch. Because cache is supposed to be taking information in and storing it, so that way it's quick loading and faster, so it doesn't have to load everything in. But sometimes things get wonky. So yeah, fun fact. So now if that ever happens to you, that's what you do. So yeah, there we go. I am curious though to see exactly what they might be bringing in here. I'll probably be talking to Vampire on exactly what might be coming in. We have different options, but it is interesting that we have a two-parter. I wonder what it'll be. It's pretty much the last Sunday to, I think it's the 28th now? Yeah, I think it's the 28th. And, yeah. The reason I'm making this video is because I recently finished my podcast episode with Vampire. And one thing that happened during this time was we were also talking to Erasmo, that we were kind of speculating on what it could be, right? I kind of thought it might be Carnival of Horror, just because there's two parts to it, and then also because there's a lot of assets they can use, and they can bring back the clown music again, like they did with Horrorland. But he also mentioned that it could also be something comic book related, like the Maniac, which would make sense because Dr. Maniac, is an interesting character, and I can see a two-part because there's two books with it. But then Erasmo was also saying a bunch of stuff, like he said, it could be, we could see Terror Tower, right? Because there's two books of it, kind of. But the thing is, we kind of already have a scene of that there, so I don't think it might be that. But, you never know. But then he mentions another book that I completely forgot about, and I'm like, oh my god, this is probably what it is. And you're wondering what that might be. I think it might be Ghost Camp. Because there's two books of Ghost Camp, and I don't know what it is, but for some odd reason, they are obsessed with that book. Every time I talk to someone in Pixowl, they always mention Ghost Camp. Yeah, I don't know, man. I can see the second book, though, because it's an interesting concept. The first one, I don't know, man. I don't know if it is Ghost Camp. It might be something else entirely, but again, this is going to be a two-parter, which means that there's two versions of it. So it's almost like how we had, say, for example, Be Afraid, where there's two character, or, Shock Straits, where there's like two characters, we have scenes,
and all that. That seems like that could be the case, but I'm not 100% sure. If I know anything, I'll let you know. But other than that, yeah, I guess we're waiting until May. My guess. So there's a bit of an update. It's now the 9th of May, and still nothing yet, but most likely we're going to get it this month at some point, my guess is. But I wanted to put this out there because something I was looking at, and I just kind of figured, am I looking at Dr. Frederick here? Because of his profile picture and everything like that, he kind of looks like Gary Busey, doesn't he? I mean, the smile, the blonde hair, I don't know. It's like, Gary Busey being from the Spidey. I am Gary Busey. God. Yeah, that guy's actor is interesting. I mean, he embraced it, but at the same time, it's like, oof. It's like you can tell a difference between before the accent and then after the accent, right? But yeah, I guess it's just because of his smiling and the fact he's showing his teeth. It's just like, he's known with his chompers. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. It's just a silly thing to add. Well, I guess you saw the video that was. So thanks for this. Anyways, I was about to say, so much for part 1 not taking long, eh? Oh, great. Oh, you know by now, huh? The month of the the theme update, or what you call it, the anniversary for Goosebumps. That's when this update's gonna hit. Oh boy. we're on the 10th of May now, so I have to wait an additional more months. Oh boy, look, all I'm gonna say is whatever they're cooking, it better be worth the wait, because it sounds like they're doing something, and it probably is improving the game in some way, shape, or form. But as of what exactly, no idea. But hey, if this means that after this we get better updates, then so be it. So I'll try to see if I can entertain every now and then, but I'm going to try to keep it as minimum as possible because I don't want this to go for 2 hours, so God forbid if it does. Anyways, yeah, so now you know. God. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. I know there's no real anniversary song, but I remember that particular moment from the Flintstones. It's a long story. But yes, today is May 30th, which is this game's anniversary. This is the 6th year this has gone on now, since 2018. Pretty crazy to think about it like that. But here we are, still going. I'm still looking forward to seeing exactly what this big summer thing is going to be. But, yeah, it sucks for the waiting content-wise, but, hey. It's what it is, man. This is part of the game now. This is the lore. It sucks. It's not like monthly, but at least there's still updates. Let's put it that way. Been a while, hasn't it? Currently recording this on the 12th of June, which is on a Wednesday. The reason I'm doing a recording of this, though, is to kind of talk about currently, right now, I'm kind of also covering for Snoopy's Town Tale because Hellgear decided to end it. And I've always been this... Anyways, that's the whole thing. While I'm looking on there, I noticed that they're actually updating stuff for Snoopy as far as what things they would like to add on for the next coming months. So it might give us an idea of things they might look at. And one of the things is a collect all button. That might be something interesting to see. However, in order for them to do that, they had to re-change everything. So I don't think that's going to be the case for this game because of how weird and small. Like, it's hard to say exactly, but I'm curious to see what they would be adding to this as far as, functionality and stuff like that goes. So I'm curious to see. Hopefully it does make this game improve better and hopefully gets a bit more updates without having to break bank, if that makes sense. Because I know you guys really love my coverage of this game, and I do too, but it can only go so far, right? Anyways, I'll come back when something else happens.
It's been 84 years and still no update. I really didn't want to do this. We're in July the 25th, and still nothing. On the 15th, which was last Monday, we did get a message from Nacho saying, "Oh, it's just around the corner, guys, just a little bit longer. We were just having technical difficulties." And I'm just like, what exactly is this you're at? It better be. I swear to God, it's either today or tomorrow. I'm not really? Why even say July then? God. I swear, once this update hits, the part 2 and the Halloween update, snaps. No waiting. I'm only assuming it's waiting because you're adding something else to this game. It better be worth it. I swear. Let's hope and pray that it's coming next. August 20th. And still nothing. In fact, they got no news, no information, nothing. It's just in the dark. And what sucks about this, by the way, is that someone was so bored that they went into Chat GPT or, using AI to make a fake, "Oh, sorry, we're shutting this game down. Game dead." So, lol. But, this to show you, people are so bored that they're deciding to make other people have heart attacks. So, yeah. I don't know. Man, this feels deja vu. This feels like last year. We had Valentine's, mind you, back in March, but still, it was Valentine's. And then nothing. Only now. And then we get the update in Halloween last year. So this is same bull again. Why? Why are you doing, what are you doing exactly that's causing this delay? And you watch, it's not even going to be worth it. You just watch. It's going to be stupid. But I don't know. Man, I was so mad that I had it too loud. Sorry. I'm just frustrated, man. Why can't they just be open with people? That's all we ask. Hopefully this is the last one, but I doubt it. August 27th, Tuesday, and oh my god, new update! No, not really. I tried testing this out on my end. It doesn't seem like it's working, but I'm going to give a shout out to In Closet Goosebumps fan because he posted this image here. What you are seeing is this weird ad thing by Unity Ads where it's like, oh, you have to tell us if you're 18 or older to kind of watch the stuff. And you might be wondering, what the hell is that all about? Well, you can thank/blame the Snoopy community for this because somebody complained how those cringy ads that you see on the game, for example, just this Trailer Park Boys, just for example, right? It's like, oh, that's not appropriate for children. You can't play that here, right? And they ended up, I think, testing this thing out. So now it seems like they're going with Unity Ads, and now it's like, well, if you're 18, you can watch all the ads you want. If you're 17, we're selecting the ads that we know it's going to be good for children. So that's their solution to this. So you have to opt in now. I haven't had this happen to me, but at least something's going on. Some people are probably getting it. I might get it at some point soon, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, that's it for an update. I guess I'll see you in Halloween because it seems like this is how long it's going to take. Oh boy. It is... God. Oh, okay. This is in September, in July. Oh, God. Okay. All right. This is, for context, the 2nd of September on Monday. It is Labor Day.
And they finally got this update out. And it's Ghost Beach. I can understand why they wanted this to be a summer update, and it's pretty much like you're getting close to being late now with this, but okay. So I guess now we know the characters that are going to be added to this game. I have no idea how they're going to turn this into a two-parter, but you know what? I'll leave it to them. They know what they're doing. At least it's set up to be this. I am curious to see how this is going to turn out, though. Especially for part 2. And, oh. Okay, though that is a new look. I have not seen this decoration at all, so this is something new. Interesting. I don't know why it took them so long, by the way. I am curious, by the way, too. I wonder what part 2 is going to be like. Really, I am. And I'm curious if we're going to have part 2 in November, because we're getting close to Halloween, so I'm assuming it's going to be this, Halloween, and then part 2 in November. And then I guess Christmas, so that's something? Question mark? It's very odd indeed, but okay, whatever, we finally got it now. And by the way, they're still doing this Be Afraid land here, so yeah, that's it for there. Also, you got the squid monster. I guess that fits for over here. You know, it's weird that we don't get like actual land over there in that shape, but you know, it's what it is. I don't know why it took them so long. I'm hoping I get everything I need in order to continue with this, but I'm just happy it's finally out now. So now we don't have to keep on waiting on what it's going to be. So now we know it's Ghost Beach. Alright, well, now we got the brother and sister. We're going to do the sister first, so I have no idea how this is going to be a two-parter or how it's going to continue, but alright. I'm happy we finally got it. I'm assuming at some point this week we'll get the update, but yeah, this is going to be curious to see how this turns out. You know, if it was going to be Ghost Beach, it'd be like this, but, you know, you do what you can, right, with the limitations you got. I'm just happy we finally got the update. We've waited for almost half a month, half a year to get this update finally going. Again. But we finally got it. Right. So now it's just a waiting game. So I'll be back once this update hits and we get to look at all the stuff that's gotten added in there. So, yeah. I'm curious on how this is going to turn out. But, yeah. And by the way, I'm assuming that the cover art that we got going on there is supposed to be the main girl. I'm curious to see how this turns out. I mean, she doesn't look like the description or what has been drawn of her, or even the character from the picture show, but hey, at least I got some memes from JonTron for this. Like me, specifically, I am not a ghost. I mean, I may look like a ghost and have intrinsic ghost things, but I am definitely not a ghost. And if you have reason to believe that I am indeed not a ghost, that is wrong. Trust me. Alright, well. You know what would be weird? I'm surprised they didn't change this to be like the Phantom of the Auditorium. At least that one would make sense because it would be like a lot of beach stuff, but you know, I guess we're not gonna get a whole lot of anything. I mean, it's better enough that, you know, we got something, so you know, I won't complain so much, but still, I'm just look, we got the update finally. I'm glad. Now we can continue. We can rest easy now that we know what it is. So I was completely wrong, 10%. Yeah. Oops.
I made a post before I was heading to bed, but it's Tuesday. Game's being updated. The game is being updated. Come back soon to check all the new stuff. Oh boy, it's happening, folks. I'll come back after I wake up to start this new update, and I cannot wait. Also, by the way, I just want to state, I always love that they keep changing this post thing here, but
First time they changed it just to be generic, like this is what's happening, rather than the Goosebump Squad, right? But yeah, that's it. I do like the fact, by the way, that they have the ghost being the one from the art, like from the actual cover, and Terry looks interesting as far as her design goes. She looks like she's Asian for some reason, but that just might be me. Well, the event is now live. Hopefully I do get contact with some of the art stuff, but we'll see. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so that's the key, which is a ghost, which looks kind of cool. And, oh, that's interesting. So they have what looks like a ghost in the magnifying glass being the thing we collect. I guess that makes sense. Anyways, I'm going to take a look at this stuff here. So let's see this. Beach Tower. I believe this is just Sandy deliveries. So, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is just more progression items. So I think Dustin's Perform animations. Oh. This was an easier way to find out what the name of the thing is. So I guess the crafting item is the pier. Alright. So shovel, ugly starfish, and strip of seaweed. Alright, so hopefully that's easy. I have to take some time to figure out all this stuff when I can. Anyways, so this is the interesting item. Coast Guard House. Alright, that's cool. Got some nice stuff here. Wait a minute. Isn't that from Her Oasis? Yeah, that's the Haunted Mansion from Her Oasis, except they just kind of changed the color and lighting to fit with the game. Okay. Sandler main house. Okay. Why on earth are there rays there? 2 of them. Why? Why are there 2 rays? 80%, huh? Let's see this. Ray monster. Oh no, they're ghosts. Okay. Wait, what? Who's this? I guess I'm gonna find the other ghost, but let's just see this. So he scares people by throwing water, I guess. That's weird. Like, look at this. Yeah, it's like he threw water at them. Where's the other ghost? Oh, there they are. What does he do? Ew, he spits water at people? That's disgusting. Yeah, look at this. So he just throws water and he spits water. Who are these 2? Really? How come there's no profile picture of them? They're just like... Okay, I guess saving on money, I guess. But still, that's like... Like, really? Come on. Like... That doesn't even... They don't even look like the characters. You could have just had a generic ghost and it'd be like, that's fine. Like, you could have just taken the picture from... You got from the title screen, cropped it off, and be like, there you go. Like, that would be so much better than what you just did. I don't know why you did it like this, but... Unless that's why you decide to hold the error, because it's like, oh, we couldn't do that, so we just had to change it to something else. So there you go. I didn't get anything. 8 hours for that. Alright, well that's fine. So this is the pier in particular. Man, they make this look like a cool, like, area, but at the same time, it doesn't really... I mean, okay, well, it kinda, but... Try to make it look like a beach, but it's not really, but... I mean, I guess they tried. I mean, it looks better than nothing. So I'll give them that. But anyways, see this. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, so I was right. So this beach tower, and it drops us the lifesavers. Alright. And, oh. Sandman. Okay, so they just took a snowman and just changed it slightly. That's interesting. Got some... Oh, so it's scare decoration, but it's a backpack, and... Wait a minute. Skeleton Shiren. Wait, that's from Adams. Yeah, that's from Fishing Frenzy. That's the mermaid you get from there. Alright, well, I guess they're recycling certain things. Classic surfboard.
That actually kind of looks cool. I'll be honest with that. We got Kid Inflatable. Okay, so there's that. Oh, that's interesting. Skeletal Turtle. That's kind of cool. Sand Volcano. That's interesting. I'm wondering what that's all about. Oh, yeah, by the way, Ghost Beach Part 1. And they did confirm. So I did look at this. So it looks like it's going to go into October the 2nd. So, and they did confirm. Like, they didn't say anything too much. They just basically recycled what they said in the patch notes on Apple. But one thing they did say is that it's a two-parter and it's going to continue later on this year, which means that it's going to be November. So the next update is going to be a Halloween one. Yeah, so weird. Delayed, but whatever. I guess it's here now. And we got... Wait a minute. Old motorboat truck. Wait a minute. I know what that is. That's Raven Toe's truck. but it's destroyed now. It's old. My God, did you just take stuff from her Oasis and just basically just plopped it in here? Because it's just, you know, the game's dead, so it's like anything that was rotting over there, they're just like, yeah, no, let's put it over here. That's much better. I mean, I'll give them credit. At least they changed it slightly, so at least it fits with the game. It's not like how back 2019 where they just took stuff from Snoopy and just plopped it in there and be like, yep, good enough, without rhyme or reason. Death Cooler, that's kind of cool. Alright, so we just continue on here. And we got a old boat shack. Now this does look familiar, but I'm not 100% sure if that's where it's supposed to be. Inflatable boat. Okay, that's interesting. Oh my God, that is Crooked Sand, Tomb Hill. That's just the Nightmare Before Christmas Hill, except they changed it to sand. Not only that, but this is the same item from the Her Oasis Halloween update. Oh my God, so that's what they did. They just took some items from, like, Adams and, like, whatever, and I guess that makes sense. I mean, whatever saves them on financial stuff, but still, it's like, oh my God. Oh my God, that is, look, the Saddler's Guest House. So this is probably where we get Terry, but that item's from the Halloween update. This is new, though. Spooky Seaside Cave. I don't think I've seen this before, unless this was, like, something they redone from the other game, but I don't know. At least his crafting stuff looks new. So, shovels, we need magnifying glass, pencil cases for ugly starfish, strip of seaweed for that, ectoplasm sunscreen. Okay. So, it looks like the first... Yeah, so the first ones are just here. Wait a minute. It says I have a lot of these. Like, I got 3 of 3. And yet, it's telling me to buy all. It's not letting me craft. That makes no sense. Do I have all that? Unless it's a glitch. Hold on. Now does it work? Oh, there we go. Alright, so I just had to let it just give me it for some reason. Alright, because it just started off like this. You know, I feel like I should have just waited, but... Alright, whatever. Ectoplasm sunscreen. So it uses that and the... Okay, so it uses that as well. No swimming ghosts. Okay. Buried bones. Kids inflatable boat. Alright. Holy water. Wait. What the? Okay, so that's interesting. Weird. So, the buried bones and the shovel does not... They're not used for this at all. Instead, they used another item. Okay, so that makes it a little bit more interesting to get the items then, unless you buy the characters, which is most likely the case, but I don't know. The Event 101 thing is going to be interesting to try to figure out how to do this. I guess I'll have to do it when I come back from work, but anyways. Alright, so Sadler's main house, that's the item we get, the Ghost Beach Part 1 pass, and oh great, I already see a lot of stuff already. First of all, Sandy After Spook.
And Sandman 2, so again, they just took the snowman, but then they changed it slightly to make it more like a Sandman. Which is, again, I'll give them credit. At least they make it look interesting, like they actually try to make it different. Inflatable Dragon, by the way, that's just from, like, again, Adams, except they changed it so that way it's red instead of green. Death Castle, that's just the Adams Family winter castle thing, except they, instead of turning it to snow, they turn it to sand. Old Patch Boats, I think that's new. So there's that. Summer's Experiments. iHouse, which is new. Rusty Boat and Giant Conch, that's from the Fishy Frenzy update. I know that for sure, except they changed it slightly again to make it fit better. But I know the model has just been taken from the past and just rechanged it. Again, I know these things. I am smart. I know what these things are. Ectoplasm Vibes. Oh, this is just a thing here. Summer Experiments. What the? Oh, okay, that's just the thing from before. Peer Pressure. Oh my god, this is just from her Oasis! Inflatable Bat, Spooky Spider Seesaw, that's the Halloween one. Oh, especially Dark Tree Halloween one. But then you get the Camping Soup. That's just the thing that Pixie used to kill the turtle in, remember? Except they changed it slightly, but still, it's the same thing. They're just doing... Okay, wow. Alright, just reuse stuff, I guess. Cell, yeah. Alright. Sandcastle, Mutant Shark. At least these are new. At least I haven't seen these before. You know what? The Mutant Shark, by the way, that looks like that one character that's been, like, what was Gwenpool's shark buddy? That's become a meme of sorts, in a sense. Yeah, alright, well, there's that. I feel like nothing else has changed. From what I understand... Oh, hold on, there's things going on right now, so just ignore me. I'm just trying to see... Yeah, you're hearing different noises. I'm just trying to look at exactly characters that are featured here, so... Anyways. Alright, so... I don't know characters who are on the Gold Pass per se exactly just yet, but I'm going to probably wait to see if Claus the Goosebumps fan does something to look at stuff, which I guess I'm going to have to look at myself just to see what's going on here. But from what I see, I don't think so. Anyways, so there's some characters that can do stuff for us. Oh my, really? None of these characters can do stuff? This C, for example, I guess I should have clicked on the sign, but... Oh, okay, so you just need stuff. So get ready to explore. Volcano Experiment, search for clues. So she's just useless for now. She can't do anything. Dustin. Oh, he could do stuff. Why doesn't it... Okay, hold on a second. Why doesn't it show that he can do stuff right now? If he's able to prepare for the beach and Lifesaver... Hey, that's mine. Okay. Well, that's great. Does Slappy do anything? No, he doesn't do anything. Mortman? He does. Fix the boat, rusty boat. Prepare for the beach. Okay, so at least he's featured a bit. Brooke? No, not Brooke. Dr. Brewer? Nope, but his thing is there for a godforsaken reason. You know what? I just realized something. I should probably check on... Yeah, let me... Okay, so they show these characters okay, but everyone else, no. Why? Do you need to have all the things unlocked in order for them to be like, you can actually... you can show them off now. That's so weird. Let's just go to Noah for a second, because I'm curious. Does he... No. What? Really? So his animations are not there anymore. Did they just forget about it? Yeah, I guess they did. So the animations from the past with, his, with these characters doing stuff, I guess screw that. I guess you're not having that anymore. That's probably what happens when you have other people coming into the game and forgetting about stuff, so that kind of sucks. Oh well. Oh well, I guess. Alright, so let's just go talk about some characters I know have some stuff going on here. Well, let's see, Marty, does he have anything? He does. For some reason he doesn't feature, though. Show muscles to a skeleton siren. Why? That makes no sense. Okay, but prepare for the beach. Okay, you do that right now. Mrs. Marr has something. Prepare for the beach. And then Sharon has something. Prepare for the beach. That's nice. Okay, well, again, that's weird. So he could do something too. Hide in the shack. So he's featured in some way as well. Which is weird. Dr. Brewer? No, of course not. How about Chuck? Does he do something? No, he doesn't do anything. Alright, Emily. No, obviously you don't do anything here. Again, I'm gonna have to look through this just to see who does what exactly. But there are some characters I know. For example, Firefighter Florence. Save the turtle. So, he gave us that. So, obviously, let me just see this for example. So, if the sunscreen, ectoplasm, and the holy water. So, those are the big items that are probably going to be, like, I have to look out for because those means that those have animations. I'm guessing. So, save the turtle, probably not. He's just going to be in the turtle itself and just pretend as if he's there, right? Alright, so let's just see this real quick. Who else? I'm going to be all over the place, so just bear with me on this. So prepare for the beach. So let's just see. I guess Will would be the first one, I guess. In this case. I'm just looking at the sandy afternoon stuff. Make a snowman. Okay, so he doesn't do anything. He just kind of hides in the snowman, so that's good. I know... Hold on a second. I know... Where is he? Yeah, you are... Alright, make a sandcastle. So I think you're just going inside the building and that's it. That's my guess anyways. From past experience, but I might be wrong. Just guessing here. Mr. Wood. Training the shark. Okay, so you don't really do anything per se. My god, wait a minute. So you come in the sandy afternoon, but you need an item from another pack. Oh my god. Alright, so that's just... That's stupid. Alright, this game, man. This game. Sometimes some of the decisions just... Sometimes I get confused. Grandma, how about you? Check out the eye house. It's a gift, so... I don't know. One of these characters have an animation, I guess. I just don't know who. It's very strange. So anyways, then we have... Okay, so wait. Dr. Brewer and Professor Shock also gets featured. Wait, so... If he's... Wait. Hold on. If they're advertising him... What? Why? Why are you giving me... Why are you advertising characters that don't give us stuff? That makes absolutely no sense. Does at least Professor Shock do something? Study the castle. Okay, well that's something there. No, okay. Whoopee. That's about it. Like really. Like that's the only things I can see right now. So let's just see this. So yeah, that's so weird. Okay. So I don't know who drops me anything because God forsaken, it could be anybody at this point. It's just all over the place with this game. It just... I'm trying to figure this out. Their decisions are just all over the place right now. It's not bad, it's just confusing, because now it's like... Hold on a second, does Andrew Craw have something to do? No, he's a ghost. He should be represented with ghost speech, but I guess not. But it just, like, makes you wonder, like, some of these characters. And also, would Terry have anything to do with part 2? Probably not. Knowing them, they'll just be like, oh, it's a one-off character. Like, if you have her, cool, but then it's just, like, nothing of the sorts. Unless I'm not mistaken, but... Yeah, it's hard now to figure out who can do what. Oh, okay, so, applying sunscreen, so he's gonna be the... Nice. So he's going to be the animated character for this one. So that's nice. I don't know who the other character is right now because it could be anybody. They don't tell you, oh, here's the other character that's going to be doing stuff right now. So that's great. That's perfect. This I'm gonna have to be. I'm just gonna have to wait until something gets put down and be like, oh, there's the thing, right? I'm gonna have to look at every character one by one until I can figure everything out, because it could be anybody at this point. Yeah, I figured you're not gonna do anything, so I have to look at this and just figure things out. Until then, I've rambled on long enough. Let's just go with the quest line.
Ghost Speech, Part 1. Hello there. Thought you'd take a trip to HorrorTown on these summer holidays? You're not alone. Tourists have been gliding in from all over.
Wow, it's still summer over there? I mean, it's kind of going into fall, but I guess, better late than never. Although kids are back to school. Again, I know this was supposed to take place in July, but it fails miserably right now because of delays. Why did they get delayed, by the way?
Well, I should warn you, this year we've got a story that will make you scream so loud you'll wake the dead. Nerf Nita, make a clue.
Oh, good, the mummy's here. Why are you here?
Oh, sorry, Prince Karoo. I didn't mean you. But beware, player. There's not a ghost of a chance you'll sleep well tonight after hearing this story.
Did someone call the ghost of chance?
Oh my god, these characters are confused. Oh my god. You know what's stupid about this? This is just reminding me of that scene from, Sausage Party. I know it's so stupid, but it's like these puns, it's like, light bulb, it's like, yes? No, not you. He just does these things. It's just like these animated characters. They're like, oh, you're talking to me? It's like, no. It's like at the point, it's just like, I'm glad I catched up to you. Like, I must admit, I catched up to you, and I'm gonna relish this thing. It's like, yeah, that's right. Shut your mouth. It's so... I hate that movie. It's so stupid. But anyways, I'm rambling on right now. It's interesting to see her back again.
No, let's get to our story, shall we?
Yes, let's. My god, look at Terry. Why does she look like that? Okay, whatever. Place the beach tower, obtain life belt. Oh, you just get that from there? Do any other areas? Okay, so no. So I did all the characters that can give me it, I guess, for now. For that's available at the moment. Man, look at all this stuff here. Oh, good, and it's red again. So that's great. I guess they're just gonna be keeping all this stuff here, and I'm just gonna have to be interested about this. You know what, let's go to the shop for a moment just to see if anything new got added. I doubt it, but you always want to make sure, right? You always want to check because, again, this game, sometimes it's just, you never know what they've decided to do or add or change. It's very odd. By the way, they better just give us Halloween decorations. Like, at least give us that. Sometimes the snow and whatnot, fine, whatever, but sometimes this stuff is just makes you wonder. Alright, suppliers. So let's see this real quick. Yeah, so they gave you the beach tower, and then they keep these other ones over here. Why? You don't need these anymore. They're just there. I guess they're just there if you want to collect useless items for some reason. Okay, cool. This thing, okay. So there's that. I just want to see, is anything new here? I know I'm rambling on right now and just kind of focusing in on this, but I just want to make sure because you never know with this game, right? Sometimes they change things and other times they don't, right? Okay, circus lamp is there, so that's from before. It's still staying, which is nice, I guess. And there's that there. Also, you know what? I'm probably going to do something that someone suggested something to me, which I think it's going to be interesting enough. But I might suggest if people are playing this game, maybe show me what you've decided to do as far as, your decorations for the items are just added to new. And from there, I will go ahead and show them off and give them a rating. Maybe it'll just be its own separate video, which will be interesting. You know, I'm going to try that out, see if people want to do that. And if they do, then I will go ahead and do that. But I'm just going to try to see how this turns out. I have to figure out exactly how I'm going to do that. But yeah, I doubt anything else got added here. I don't think it did. But again, never know. You just want to make sure. Always double checking. Because again, so the sunken... Okay, so I was wrong. So the sunken ship has always been there. It's just I've never gotten it, I guess, before. Unless they changed it, but I doubt it. I think they've always had this. I just never put it down. You'd think I would have, but nope. Alright, I guess the milkshake store still stays, which is weird. Alright, so let's see this. Anything new for scary stuff? No, it doesn't look like it. Seems like they still kept some of this stuff behind. Yeah. Alright, that's interesting. Yeah, that's it. So, where do I get this? Oh, the next one. Alright, well, that's it for now, I guess. That's my honest take. So, we're just going to see how this turns out. And hope for the best. And again, I react to this stuff as if like I'm offended by it, but I'm not. At least the items they add from the other games make sense as far as making it feel like it fits within this game. If they added an item that didn't make sense, then I would complain about it. Like, you know, if they added something from Snoopy, which would have been easy, they didn't. Instead, they just used something like this. I'm 100% sure that the snow sand people are new as far as things go. I don't know if they were reused for Snoopy. Maybe, but I doubt it. I'm gonna say no. I feel like they just took the snowman from this game and just kind of changed it up a bit, but again, I might be mistaken. They could have simply been from the other game, but who knows. But yeah, at any rate, that's this update for now. So I'll give it credit. At least they tried to make this look interesting and fit with a theme. So yeah, at least they tried to make this look like good enough with the event area that they got going on here. But yeah, anyways, that's it for now. I'm curious of how the story is going to go and how this is going to lead to part 2 and why exactly Ghost Beach of all things. But hey, that's it for now. So yeah, I guess that's it for part 1. And well, not part 1 to Ghost Beach. That's still continuing, but you know what I mean. Part 1 to this clip show, whatever. And I guess we'll continue on when we can. So yeah, there you go.
And that is it for part 1 to this update. I know, usually it's like a quick look in and then that's it, but don't worry, we're going to get more juicy in the bones, as it were, with these updates per se. But yeah, you know, it's how it goes, right? But yeah, I'm glad to be back, finally. And yeah, so here we go again. So, near the end of the year, but we're here, and you got some more videos coming for you. So don't hang in there, because part 2 is coming up for both Ghost Beach and there's the video series, but you get the picture. I've been Grim, and this has been the Goosebumps HorrorTown look at Ghost Beach Part 1. Until then, I'm going to be happy when the series is over. This particular, not the HorrorTown series, the Ghost Beach thing, because the naming scheme is so screwed. I'm so bummed. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet now.